Alright, I want to show you a few tricks that you can do with what I've called an ordered deck. A poker player or a card player might call it a stacked deck. A deck of cards that appears upon examination or casual examination by a spectator to be randomly shuffled. There doesn't appear to be any particular order, and it appears that the cards are shuffled and, as we might say, mixed. However, the cards are in a special order. In order to understand an ordered deck, you need to understand the nature of every playing card deck. This is a bicycle deck. It's a very common kind of deck. It is in all actuality a perfectly ordinary deck, but it becomes a trick deck or a deck of cards that lends itself to the performance of magic tricks when it is ordered in a certain way. There are 52 cards in a deck. There are no jokers. The cards are numbered in 4 sets, 4 groups. Each of those groups is called a suit. A suit is, for instance, the suit of diamonds. Diamonds, hearts, clubs, and spades. Those are the 4 suits that you'll find in a deck of cards. These are the way the cards are called or named. This has the number 3 on it and also a diamond. So it's called the 3 of diamonds. This card is the 6 of hearts. This card is the 9 of clubs. This card is the Queen of spades. So those are the 4 suits: diamonds, hearts, clubs, and spades. I've been doing this trick for a very long time and preparing this kind of deck for many, many years. I don't know why I memorize the suits in that order. There is no particular order that I know of or any order that you could logically remember. But I began using diamonds, hearts, clubs, spades. If you woke me up in the middle of the night and asked me what the 4 suits of a deck of cards were, I would probably say that those 4 in that order. So throughout this deck, the suits are arranged in that order. So there's a diamond, the next one is a heart, the next one is club, spade. It starts again at diamond, heart, club, spade. So all through this 52 card deck, they are arranged. This is face down. This would describe the deck of cards as face up. There's the face of the king of spades. So face down and face up. With the cards face down, they are arranged from top all the way to the bottom to the last card is spades. So it's diamonds, hearts, clubs, spades. Diamonds, hearts, clubs, spades. If you could imagine that this deck of cards were not just 52, but it was an evolving or revolving circle. It's almost like there's a continuous circle of cards. And you can cut the cards. If I place the cards here on my table, pick up about half the cards and place them over to my right. It's called a cut when I complete that action. I've just cut the cards in half and completed the cut. So this is cutting the cards. Now, you can pick up any number of cards, say a third of them, place them over here, complete the cut, bring it back. Now go a little bit farther. Take 3/4 of the cards, place them over here. I can cut the cards as many times as I want to, and I never will disturb the order of the suits. Diamonds, hearts, clubs, spades. Diamonds, hearts, clubs, spades. As long as I'm not disturbing the order, I can cut the cards as many times as I want to. Now there's a jack of hearts. I know that the next club is, the next card is a club. Diamonds, hearts, this is heart, club. So yes, there's the ace of clubs. So that's the suits. There are 4 suits in a 52 card deck. Each of the suits contains 13 cards. Now, since we're at the ace, we would call the ace 1. I know that in various card games, the ace might be considered to be in some games just the 1, or it might be 10, or it might be 11, it might be 15. For this trick, we'll call the ace the number 1. So it's 1, and then this is the ace of clubs. Next would be the 2 of clubs, 3 of clubs, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. After 10, the 11th card is the jack. It has a J on it. The queen, which is next, is the 12 card. So it's 10, and then jack, queen. The king is the 13th card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 clubs. There are 13 hearts, 13 diamonds, 13 spades. 52 cards. So 4 times 13 is 52. Now these cards are set up so that the diamonds, hearts, clubs, spades revolve, and they're in order. Anywhere you stop the deck, you can predict what the next suit will be. I'm cutting the cards in my hand now. I riffle with the back end of the cards with my thumb, pick up some cards, and then put that stack underneath. So instead of cutting the cards on the table like I was a moment ago, cutting the cards like that, I can cut the cards by taking my thumb, pulling some cards up, and then put those underneath. I can take these cards on top, put them underneath, take some more cards, and I can do that, and it looks like I'm thoroughly shuffling the cards. But really, I'm not disturbing their order at all. Trust me, it works. Cutting the cards doesn't bother it. Now, you might even learn to do other special cuts. For instance, like a modified Hindu shuffle. The Hindu shuffle is where you take cards off of the bottom and place them on top by pulling them out like this. I hold the cards in my left hand and pull half the cards out and drop them on top. And a Hindu shuffle means I can do that in this fashion, over, over, and over again. Instead of cutting them side to side, the Hindu shuffle just shuffles them from end to end. All I'm doing is cutting the cards. I'm not disturbing the order, diamonds, hearts, clubs, clubs. So I can take 8 or 10 cards off the bottom, put them on top. I can take half the deck and put it on top. I can take all of the cards except just one, put it on top. I've cut the cards with a Hindu shuffle, and I have not disturbed the deck of cards at all. Also, you might learn a flourish of a single hand cut. Learn to cut the cards with one hand. And that's called a flourish because it really doesn't do anything different. It doesn't really shuffle the cards in any particularly different way, but it's a way of showing off and making the magic trick a little more showy. And I guess you could say it's a little more entertaining too. Hold the cards like this with your forefinger on one end and your little finger on the other, your ring finger and your middle finger on the front edge. Let half of the cards fall down into your palm. Push them up with your forefinger. Let the top fall and complete the cut. A single hand cut. Cutting the cards with one hand. Been doing that for years. And if you have small hands, you might want to get a pack of bridge cards. They're smaller than poker cards, and you can manipulate them more easily. My hands are rather large, so I can do them with a poker deck. A single hand cut. And there are very talented magicians who can do much more with the cards, and doing what appears to be a mix-up of the cards. There's also what I would call a triple cut, where I take up some from the bottom, some from the top, and it looks like I'm cutting the cards 3 times. Now, this tutorial is not to teach you all about false shuffles, but to teach you tricks with an ordered deck. So you can learn about false shuffles later on. There are even false riffle shuffles. Now, I've shown you that the suits are in order, but there's something else special that makes this an ordered deck. Each of the cards in the deck are exactly 3 points mathematically from the other. This is a 1, an ace, the ace of clubs. If I know that the next suit is a spade, if I pull up the second card, it is the 4 spades. But I can also not only know what the next suit is by saying in my mind, diamond, hearts, clubs, spades. Diamonds, hearts, clubs, spades, clubs, spades. I not only know that's a spade next, but I know it's a 4 because I can add 3 points to this. 1 plus 3 is 4. 1 plus 3 is 4. So the next card is the 4 of spades. The 4 of spades. So diamonds, hearts, clubs, spades, and it starts at diamonds again. If I add 3 to this 4, it becomes a 7. 3 plus 4 equals 7. And I know that the next suit is a diamond. The next card in the deck, on top of the deck, is a 7 of diamonds. There it is. If I add 3 to 7, it becomes 10. Diamonds, hearts. I know that the next card, since this is a 7 of diamonds, I know that the next card is the 10 of hearts. Now, the 13th card is a king. Remember, the jack is the 11, queen is 12, and the king is 13. So 10, that's diamond, heart. This is the 10 of hearts. The 10 of hearts. So I add 3 to that, I get the king, and I know it's the king of clubs. There's the king of clubs. So all through this deck, you can know what the next card is. So your first trick might be this. You might ask the spectator to cut the cards, and wherever he cuts them, you say, well, this is where you cut to. We'll put this card right here. Now, at this point, you don't know what that card is. But then you'll tell him to look at his card, and when he's looking at his card, if you'll just look underneath and take a peek at the card that's on the bottom of the deck. I have peeked, and I see that it's on the bottom of the deck, right here, is the jack of spades. So I know that a diamond comes next, and it's 11. I can add 4 to that, so I know that the next card is the ace of diamonds. So this is the jack of spades on the bottom of the deck. I'll add 4 to that, and so it goes jack, and that's queen, king, ace. So I know that this card is the ace of diamonds, the card that they stopped at, the card that they cut to, the ace of diamonds. So jack is the jack of spades, add 3 to it, and add the suit. So I can know what I can simply pretend to read their mind or to predict the name of their card. So wherever they cut to, as long as I know what the bottom card is, I can guess what their card was. Now, I can shuffle them myself any way that I want to by doing the Hindu shuffle, by doing a single hand cut, and any other flourishes that you might pick up as you become a more talented magician. Another thing you might do is to riffle the cards forward. To riffle the cards forward like this, simply by holding the bottom part of the deck like this, with your thumb on top, taking your forefinger of your other hand, just pulling them back and letting them go. If he'll put his finger in there, you say, choose any card that you want. So you stopped right there. Go ahead and complete the cut, put it underneath. This is where they stopped you with their finger. It's an 8. It's an 8 of clubs. The 8 of clubs is where they stopped. Now, the reason I can figure that out is I can look under here, and I see that there's a 5 of hearts. 5 plus 3 is 8, and that's their card. There's the heart, so I know that theirs is a club. Diamonds, hearts, clubs, spades. Theirs is the 8 of clubs. When I pick it up, I put it back here. You can cut through the cards and say, give me a number between 1 and 10. You'll go 1, so they pick 8. The number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the 8th card right there. I don't know what it is. I say, look at that card. When they're looking at it now, be sure don't look on the bottom of the deck and let them see you do that. You might just want to stack them up like this, like you're squaring them, and I can see what the bottom card is. I'm going to add 3 to that, and I know that they caught the card that they stopped me on, which was the 8th card, is the 2 of spades. And there it is. There are many, many different tricks that you can do with an ordered deck. Just Just be sure not to mix them up. Keep them in the same order. And if you ever get them out of order, just set them up. Diamonds, hearts, clubs, spades. Add 4. You can set them up again if they ever get out of order, if you drop them. If someone grabs them out of your hand and shuffles them, it's still not a big task to put them back in order. If you can figure out or know what card a person has picked or chosen in any number of different ways, then you can perform all different kinds of magic. And you can pretend to read their mind or predict the future. It's a very good kind of trick deck of cards to have, the ordered deck. Good luck to you, and let me know if I can be of any help to you as you continue to learn more and more about magic.